Hello everyone, my name is Liz and today I have a gentle lower body workout for you to help build strength in the knees. We're going to get started with a brief warm-up before we move into our main workout, and then we'll finish with a quick cool down and stretch. Getting started with that warm-up, we're just going to step back and forth and squeeze our hamstrings to kick our heels up to our glutes. Getting a little stretch in the quads here and warming up through the joints. Keep your shoulders back, keep your core braced. Already dropping into nice deep breaths. Next we'll move into slow high knees, so we're just pulling one knee up at a time. Still standing up tall, bracing through the hip flexors, quads, and the core. Keep the feet flexed to warm up through the ankles. And then we'll return to those butt kickers one more time. You can move a bit faster here if you're feeling a bit warmer. And one more time, back to high knees. Okay, from here we're going to move into our first set. We're going to start with a side leg raise. So we're going to lift the right leg out to the side 10 times, making sure all the joints stay pointed forward. So hips, knees, and toes stay facing the front. Brace the core to make sure you don't lean to one side. Even though we're just lifting one leg, the supporting leg has to do a lot of work here too. So we're working both legs in different ways, one with the lift and one with stability. Almost through, and we'll switch to the other side. Again, we have 10 lifts on the opposite leg. If you aren't moving at the same pace as I am today, that's okay. Take your time. You need to work with where you are today. And if the balance aspect is a bit too challenging, you can always hold on to a wall for some support. Nicely done. We are supersetting these leg raises with a wall sit. So you're going to place your lower back against a wall and slide down as close as you can to 90 degrees, keeping the knees above the ankles, pulling the abs in. If this is too irritating for your knees, or if you feel unstable, A, don't go down as far, or B, you can skip this exercise altogether. You can do some leg swings before we go back to those leg raises. Wherever you are, focus on your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Almost through our 30 seconds here. And let that go. All right, we are going right back to those side leg raises. Again, we have 10 per side. Here we go. Just a couple more. All right, other side, last round of this movement. Just one more here. Nicely done. We'll head back to that wall sit. Again, we have another 30 seconds. If you're in this wall sit and you really start to struggle, you can always pop up for just a second, but really try to hold as long as you can and jump back in as soon as you feel ready. Almost there. And let that go. All right, that is it for our first superset. We are heading down to the floor for our next. So starting laying on your back, we're going to bend the right knee with the right foot flat on the floor and extend the left leg out long. From here, inhale first. As you exhale, you're going to lift the left leg to match the height of the right thigh, lower the leg to hover, and repeat. We're here for 10 reps as well. Try to keep that lower back pressed against the mat, squeezing the quads, the hip flexors, and supporting with the core to lift the leg. So we're strengthening all of the muscles that surround the knee in this exercise, which is great for promoting overall stability and strength in the joints of the lower body. Almost through. And now we're going to do the same thing but dropping out to the side, squeezing in the adductors along the inner thigh to lift the leg back up. Same thing here, try to keep that lower back flat. We don't want our hips rocking left and right as we drop and lower the leg. So let that dictate just how far the leg drops. Don't worry too much about the range of motion, worry about the muscles you're targeting. Again, every single exercise that we're doing today is strengthening the muscles around the knees to support those joints. Almost through. Keep supporting this movement with the core. We're getting a little bit of ab work in here as well. Nicely done. We're going to switch to the other side, starting with the quad raise. So dropping that leg straight out in front. Again, we have 10 reps here. Almost through. Keep moving with slow control. You never want to rush through any of these movements. All right, moving on to that adductor drop. So I'm just shuffling out to the side a little bit here so I have room to drop my leg without kicking the wall. And again, we'll move through 10 reps. Really keep focusing on squeezing that inner thigh. Brace with the core, keep those hips still, move slow. Nicely done. Just shuffling back onto my mat here. And then we're going to superset this with some glute bridges. 10 reps, squeezing the glutes and hamstrings to push down through the heels and lift the hips, keeping the core supported. Make sure you're not arching in your lower back at the top of that bridge. maintaining a neutral spine. Activating this lift by squeezing that back body, squeezing the glutes and hamstrings. Make sure those heels are nice and close to the glutes. All right, that is the end of the first set. We're going to head back to the top. So we are back to quad raises on the first leg, the left leg, 10 more reps. We're going to do one more round of each of those movements on each side. Moving on to adductor drops, another 10 reps. Again, if you're moving a bit slower than me today, you can either A, pause the video and finish the reps at your pace, or B, just do as many as you can fit in today, and each time you come back to this workout, try to do a couple more. Work with where you are today. Showing up is what counts. Done with that leg. Final round of quad raises on the right side. Don't forget to use that core support. You can point your toes and flex your calves if that feels good. Okay, moving on to our final set of adductor drops. Dropping that leg out to the right, keeping the hips still. Using slow control all the way up and all the way down, never any momentum. Nicely done. We are back to those glute bridges one more time. Here we go. Remember to keep those heels nice and close to the glutes. Keep the abs involved in the exercise. Try to hover when you come to the bottom to maintain the tension on your glutes throughout the entire interval. Nicely done. All right, everybody, we are moving into our cool down and stretch already. Start by hugging that left knee in and extend the right leg out long. You might feel a stretch in the hamstrings and glutes of the leg you're hugging, or you might just feel a little bit of compression in the hip. Depends on how those muscles are feeling today. Other side, same thing. We're holding each of these stretches for at least 15 seconds. I know it's tempting to skip your stretch, but please don't. It is essential for progress and recovery. Moving on from there, we're going to pick up that left ankle and cross it over the right knee, then reach behind the right hamstrings and hug the leg in towards you for a deep hip and glute stretch on the left side. And we'll switch, same stretch on the opposite leg. Remember that maintaining mobility is just as essential for relieving pain as maintaining your strength. Flexibility plays into both of those things. Okay, from here we're going to roll up to a seat, extend both legs out long, inhale, reach up, find length, and then exhale to reach forward and down, folding over the legs. Try to bring the chest as close to the thighs as you can. If you're very tight here, bend the knees a little bit, just until you're able to relax over your legs as much as possible. Then once you're situated, you can gently straighten the legs a little more if that feels okay, but the stretch should not feel painful. We're just looking for a bit of a pull. And rolling up to the top, we're going to make our way to our feet. Final couple of stretches, a standing quad stretch, starting on the left leg. Really pull that foot towards the glute and press that hip gently forward. You can pull that knee back to increase the stretch even more. And then we'll switch. Same thing on the other side, last stretch. And let that go. That is it. This is a routine that's gentle enough to repeat every day, so save it and watch those knees get stronger. Take care, and I'll see you soon.